review, and this is I think my first review on a high-end foundation. I'm not sure, I might have done another one, but I don't know. I will link my whole review playlist below so you can check out all the reviews I've done, like collective ones and individual ones and stuff. Today I'm doing a review on the Marc Jacobs Genius Gel Foundation. You can buy all Marc Jacobs cosmetics at Sephora at Sephora.com. I did not actually buy the full size because it is $48 and I wanted to try it out first, so I just got like a little sample pop. But let's start the review. Let's get started. I'm just going to prep my skin with the Urban Decay B6 setting spray. You don't need this, obviously, if it works for me and lasts all day. This isn't going to like change it for you. This will give like 2 extra hours. They have good ones from NYX too if you don't want to spend the money on the Urban Decay. But this is what I always use, so if I test it with this, then I know it'll work on an everyday basis for me. And then I'm going to wet my beauty blender, or my knockoff beauty blender. I think I'll just use my finger, dot it all over, and then just blend it in with my beauty blender. This color might be a little dark because when I got matched, I was way tanner on my body because I used fake tanner, but you know, we'll see. It doesn't have a horrible smell. It does kind of have that like paint kind of foundation smell. But that's not a deal breaker for me unless it like really is overpowering. But once it's on, I'm not feeling it right now. But it is a little dark, so I'm gonna have to blend it in pretty well. The woman did not put a lot in this little jar, but you know, it depends who you get because sometimes they've put in like so much in that little jar, like giving me 2 jars or something, or they've even given me the rest of the tester one that like they sits in the store that they pump out of because there's only like so much left in it, or they just, I don't know, we talked and they liked me, so they let me try more of it. Right now, I think that doesn't have very good coverage, to be honest. Look a little bit closer at my mirror. Okay, so I'm really liking the finish a lot. It looks super natural. It looks just like my Rimmel Match Perfection. So in that sense, I wouldn't even buy it because my Match Perfection pretty much is the same. And that's $4. But I'm just gonna double up on some spots as kind of like a concealer. Anywhere I need extra coverage is all around my jawline because I've been breaking out like a maniac. I'm so sorry about the lighting, guys, but you know, last time I didn't do the application, some people said they wanted to see it, so that's why I'm doing it. Now still, the coverage is not as good as my Rimmel Match Perfection, so that's my only complaint at the moment. I'm gonna have to use some concealer, obviously underneath my eyes, because looks like I didn't get any sleep. I really, really like the finish of it. It looks really good on. I don't like the coverage so much. I'm usually like a really light coverage kind of girl. Maybe medium coverage is kind of my thing. This I'd say is light to medium, which is kind of a shame for such an expensive product. I was hoping it'd be more full coverage and kind of really natural looking on the skin. It does look really natural. If my skin wasn't breaking out, I would probably love this right now. But just because I do want more coverage at the moment, it's not like something I'm really super happy about. I'm going to apply the rest of my makeup and then I will be checking in throughout the day, and then maybe tomorrow if I can get enough out of there to use it for another day, but it'll probably just be like the end of the day today or maybe just tomorrow because the lighting will be better to give you like a full overview of what I think. And yeah, so far I am liking it quite well. I'd give it like a 4 out of 5 just because of the coverage, but if you're not looking for full coverage, then that's fine. So I will see you guys later. So this foundation comes in 16 shades. I got the shade Golden Light. I think it was a pretty decent match. It was a teensy bit dark just because when I got matched I was self-tanning, and I've heard so many good things about it. And so I thought I would try it out. I was a little bit nervous because if I loved it, then I'd have to go buy a $48 foundation. Also, the coverage is pretty light to medium and not buildable. I put on about 2 layers. I doubled up on like spots where I needed extra coverage, and it just didn't really do much. It didn't have great coverage. So I would say light to medium, so if you have really bad skin, this probably isn't the foundation for you. The packaging I have obviously picked up and looked at at Sephora. It's a glass bottle with a lid and a pump, which is really convenient. So that's obviously really nice. It only is 1 fluid ounce, so it's the same amount that most foundations have, but it is also $48, which is insane. As of right now, I am liking it just as much as my Rimmel Match Perfection foundation, which I have a full review on below, which you can check out. And it is my favorite foundation ever. I absolutely love it. So far, it reminds me a lot of that Rimmel Match Perfection. It has a little bit less coverage, but it feels very similar on the skin. It doesn't feel heavy or cakey, and I just really like it so far. I will be checking in with you guys kind of throughout the day. So it's been about 2 hours, and it is holding up very, very well. It's not oily. I do get oily in my T-zone, and I have a lot of dryness around my jawline, and right now I'm breaking out my jawline too. I also applied it with a beauty blender, or a knockoff beauty blender, so if you don't have one, I'd recommend going to check one out. Go and pick one up for $4.99. This foundation is quite thick, so a beauty blender is probably the best way to apply it. Otherwise, use your fingers because I think a brush would just kind of move it around so much and it would be really hard to blend in. It is quite a thick consistency because it is a gel foundation, so just keep that in mind. And so far, like I said, I'm really liking it. It doesn't seem like oily or shiny or anything. I mean, you guys can just look at my face right now. I'm going to do a close-up right now, and you guys can see for yourself what you think it looks like after 2 hours. So like you can probably see from that close-up, I do still have quite a bit of acne around my jawline, a little like pretty much all around the outside of my face. Coverage of this foundation, like I said, is just kind of light to medium, so it's not going to cover a bunch of redness, but it did cover a lot of my uneven skin tone. I have some redness on my forehead without too much like stuff going on, so it did really well with that. I do like the finish of it. As you can tell, it did look pretty natural. You couldn't see it really on my skin, at least in my opinion you can't. This is HD, so you know, take it as you may. But I didn't feel like I could see it. It did not accentuate my pores. I get this one blended really nice and evenly. It's just kind of like blended right into the skin. It looks super, super natural. That's probably my favorite thing about it right now. It just looks like skin. It doesn't look like foundation. So I'm just going to read you a couple of their claims and explain if it's doing, you know, what I think it's doing what it claims to do. So what it is a breakthrough gel foundation that's anti-aging, long-wearing, and awakens your skin to its ideal radiance and clarity. So right now I couldn't tell you about anti-aging because I've only been wearing it for 1 day, but if it has those ingredients, that's great. It is long-wearing. I don't know if I've only been wearing it for 2 hours, but it's definitely held up against like my oily T-zone and stuff like that. It hasn't clung to dry spots that I've noticed, and it's been doing pretty well. So I'll see at the end of the day, it does say long wearing, and it says awakens your skin with ideal radiance and clarity, which I think it does. It kind of made my skin look better, it definitely gave some coverage, it made it look more clear, and I think it does give kind of a radiant finish. It does not give a matte finish by any means, so if you have super oily skin and you want a matte finish, I do have kind of oily T-zone, but I don't really like a matte finish too much. I think that it looks kind of dull and flat. I prefer something not dewy, but just kind of semi-matte or satin finish. I think this is just a natural finish, which I think is nice. And then it says, stuff about racing the past. It has ingredients that help with your skin. It's weightless, which I do agree with. A natural veil that never settles into fine lines. Hasn't sunken into wrinkles around my mouth, which a lot of foundations also do. And it says minimize imperfections, supreme hydration, which I am noticing. I don't feel it to be really moisturized. It's not drying either, so it's kind of in the middle right there. It says it is builds easily from natural to full coverage. Now I don't know if I would agree with that. I did put 2 layers on and it's definitely still natural looking. I'd say it's medium coverage, natural looking, but I would not say you can get full coverage out of this. And yeah, so this is only available at Sephora, so if you wanted to get it, then that's the only place you can get it from, online or in the store. And like I said, I will check in throughout the day. I will be cutting a lot of this because I've been talking way too much. Okay, bye. Hey guys, so it has now been it's been 4 hours since I applied the foundation. I think I talked to you 2 hours after, and it was still looking really great, and I think it still is looking really great. It's not fading or smudging or going all blotchy. I think it still looks really good. It is feeling a teensy bit oily, just like right in this area, but that's really common for all my foundations. Like even my favorite one does that. And I don't usually use powder. I usually use like a blotting paper or something. I'm not going to do that today because I really just want to see how it would do without that. Like if I was out all day and didn't have any of that stuff with me, I still think it looks fantastic. I still agree with all the things I said earlier. I think that it does do a lot of the things that it says other than full coverage. So everything that's on a claim, like if you're reading the description on Sephora, I think it's doing all of that, except for I don't know about the anti-aging because I've only been wearing it for a couple hours. But other than that, it is moisturizing, it feels really nice, it gives a really nice natural looking finish, and I really am liking it a lot. I don't know if I would spend $48 on it. If it was from the drugstore, 100% I would spend probably around $30 on it. But up to $50, that's like kind of crazy. Hopefully it won't make me break out or get too oily by the end of the day. I think as of right now, I'm loving it and it is great. I almost want to give it a 5 out of 5, except for the fact that it's not full coverage. Sometimes I do want full coverage, and I feel like when I buy expensive foundations, I want it to be more coverage because they're for like special occasions. Also, I forgot to mention, I think this doesn't have an SPF in it, so if you want SPF in it for your foundation, this isn't going to be that one. I'd say 8 hours is the amount I really want it to stick around for and look really good. So in 8 hours, not in 8 hours, but in 4 more hours, it will be 8 hours since I applied it, and that is when it's kind of like a deal breaker for me. If it doesn't last 8 hours, I probably won't get it, but if it does, and especially longer, then I definitely probably will consider putting it on my to-buy list. So right now, I'm really liking it, so 4 hours is great for this foundation. So, I'll see you in a minute. Hey guys, so it has been about 8 hours since I applied the Marc Jacobs Genius Gel Foundation. I applied it at around 11, a little before 11, and right now it is just about 7 o'clock at night. When I look at myself, the makeup's still there, but I do definitely notice some shine right here, and I'm sure that that picks up on camera as well. Now, I don't know if this has made me break out. I did just get a zit right above my lip, and I can like feel that like pressure, you know what I mean? But I don't know if it's because of this or I just was getting that as it. I have no idea. Usually when I break out from foundations, it's on my like right in my nose and on my cheeks, and this is like right on my lips, so that might just be a random breakout. Who knows? It definitely does look oily right here. Not super oily, it doesn't feel super oily or just like really, like, it's not a deal breaker. Let's just say that. I think every foundation, if you have combo skin, if you have oily skin, even normal skin, if you have oily T-zone, you're gonna need a powder or blot or something. By now I would have blotted probably around 2 hours ago, so around 6 hours I was feeling a little bit oily in my T-zone, so I probably would have used a blotting paper to just control the shine, and I don't think that it would have looked bad or powdery or anything. Like, it still looks good. It looks like it lasted. It hasn't really worn off. And my chin, it has a little bit. That's also where I have the most of my breakouts right at the moment, and also where I kind of lean on my chin and stuff, so that kind of always happens to me. My chin always just wears off before everything else all the time. It's transfer resistant. Like, if you wipe your face, I have some foundations where when you wipe your face, it'll literally come right off of your face. This one doesn't seem to be like that. I can wipe it and it doesn't come off probably without makeup removers or cleanser or something. Pretty much right now I still would give it like a 4 out of 5, mostly just because I would like it to have a bit more coverage. It has a really natural finish, it looks great on the skin, everything I said before, but I would like it to have a little bit more coverage. It didn't move, so that's good. It's not like I have one foundation that when my T-zone gets oily, it comes off, so it just looks like there's no foundation in the center of my face. This you can still see, like, clearly see that I have coverage on my nose and everything. It just like looks like there's some shining through. I might even just take it off now because now I know that this is when I have to powder it. It's definitely not getting blotchy or anything like that. It seems like it's just as good as my Rimmel Match Perfection. I think I like the finish of this a little bit better. It is a bit more natural. Sometimes the Rimmel Match Perfection can look a little like foundation depending on how much I apply. This one I feel like I could literally keep applying it, and the foundation wouldn't get any fuller coverage, but it wouldn't get cakey either. So I really like it. I think this is just going to be the end of the video because I don't think that I really need to wear it much longer. I kind of already got the idea that I wanted to get, and I think that you guys can get the idea. If you have any questions I didn't answer while filming this video, then just leave them in the comments, and I usually try to get back to you within around 24 hours. So pretty much for this review, to sum it up, I like this foundation. I have combo skin, so if you have oily or dry or pretty much any skin type, then what I say might work for you, because I have pretty much every skin type and it just goes crazy all the time because I have oily T-zone, dryness all around here. I also break out, so pretty much if you have any problem, this review might help you, I hope anyway. So I think I would give it a 4 out of 5. It's a really good foundation. The finish is amazing, and that's kind of my number one thing, the finish being good and it's not breaking me out. As of right now, it hasn't broken me out. I'm going to wait about a week to put this video up, and if it does break me out, I will put like a word thing around here somewhere to show you guys. That's pretty much it for this review. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it helped you out. I know it was really long, and I usually just do talk reviews, and I wanted to do a first impressions because I only had it for one day. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, don't forget to check me out on all my social networks that are listed in the description box, and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already to see more reviews and other bunch of videos from me. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Still am true and believing and I can't talk. Give this video